And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bob Montgomery from WSBT 22, First in the Morning. So great to be here once again this year. So many opportunities to see so many familiar faces, and we appreciate all the effort that has gone into this evening, and we'll be talking about that as the course of the evening goes on. But I've been honored to be here for so many years running now. I'm not a math major, so it's been a lot. We'll just keep it at that instead of putting a number on it, but it's been a while. And I'm always honored to be part of such a prestigious night because there are so many prestigious people in the room, myself highly excluded in that. And it really is amazing to hear the stories of the people from this community who continue to be honored for all of the work that they have done, sometimes in a limelight fashion, sometimes very much behind the scenes, but it has always been an honor and really remarkable to hear the impact that so many of these people have had on the lives of so many people in our community. Year 37 of the South Bend Alumni Community Hall of Fame Banquet and Awards Ceremonies. So it started when I was 2, which is awesome. There's no reason to laugh. I would like to thank the Riley High School Orchestra for providing the ceremonial music ahead of time. Absolutely. Directed by Larry Van Auer for the music during the social hour. Also, a heartfelt thanks to the members of the Hall of Fame Committee for their dedication in putting this event together. I'd like to have all of the Hall of Fame Association members who put this evening together stand and be recognized. You can see all of their names in the program guide tonight. If you could please stand and be recognized. A lot of work goes into this process. As you can imagine, putting on an event like tonight is more than just a traditional, for lack of a better term, fundraiser event where you just get people together, you come up with a good cause, and you bring the dinner together, which takes some work in and of itself. But this Hall of Fame has to put the Hall of Fame induction class together and the honorees together, go through nominations, vet the process. It is a process, and the work starts early in the year, like February, to put this on many months later and to pull it off successfully. So we appreciate all the hard work for every single community member who has done that work over the course of this year. It's quite the process. Thank you again for an outstanding job. Tonight's Hall of Fame banquet and ceremony helps advance the Alumni Association's mission to obviously enrich the lives of the students of the South Bend Community Schools. The association has distributed over $100,000 in scholarships, grants, and funding and a range of extracurricular activities every single year. That's not since the inception. That's every year giving away $100,000 plus. Given each year's strong ties between the inductees and the South Bend Community Schools, pretty strong chance that some of the current students in our audience tonight might be future inductees into this very same Hall of Fame. So let's introduce this year's class. Now, I'd like everyone to hold their applause until the end, but please stand when your name is announced. Again, hold your applause. The class this year: Magistrate Andre Gamage, Gary Jalot, Vicki McIntyre and Charlie Hayes, Greg Humnicki, Judith Overmeyer, Freddie Thon, and in memoriam, C.B. Gavin. Our special honorees tonight: Shay Davis, the AEP Foundation, Cynthia Murphy, and 466 Works. As you are looking around this evening, I'm sure you probably recognize some people. It's like, hey, you were on the stage last year, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. We have many of our Alumni Hall of Fame members currently in the audience for tonight. And I'd like to call up Ann Pfefferman, Vice President of Commercial and Business Services at Everwise Credit Union. She's going to introduce the past Hall of Fame inductees and the representatives who are in the audience with us for this evening. Ann.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Everwise Credit Union, we have the pleasure of introducing you to past inductees who are in the audience tonight. When I say your name, if possible, if you could stand up and remain standing until all names have been called, and if you would hold your applause until we complete our names. Tim Baker, who is representing the family of Louis Baker. Bonnie Baxter. Howard Buchanan. Candace Butler. Lynn Coleman, Jack Caldwell, Marvin Curtis, Mickey Dobsky-Scheidler, Joe Donnelly, Jody Freed, Van Gates, and we would also like to wish Van a happy 100th birthday. Steve Gerber, Alfred Guillaume, Glenda Ray Hernandez, Ramon Johnson, who is representing the family of Robert Ben Johnson, James Capsa, David Lerman, Ed Levy, Greta Romer Lewis, who is representing the family of Chuck Romer, Lorna Longnecker, who is representing Nevin Longnecker, Steve Lickey, Jane Woodward Miller, Robert Miller, Gladys Mohammed, Peter Mullen, Phil Newbold, Roger Parent, Tina Patton, Charlotte Pfeiffer, Alma Powell, Bill Sheebish, Arnold Sally, Vivian Sally, Catherine Schneider, Luther Taylor, Nan Tolchinsky, members of the Veldman family, John Warren, and Sylvester Williams. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Now I'd like to call up the person who keeps the entire event running successfully, not only this event tonight, but all the efforts that lead up to the event. And that's the Executive Director of the South Bend Alumni Association, Chris Arizmendi-Choynacki.
Hello, everyone. Ooh, let me put that down. I'm a little short here. Okay. So it's an absolute honor to welcome you all here to the 37th South Bend Community Hall of Fame dinner. Tonight we gather to induct a remarkable new class of honorees and to celebrate our community award winners. The night wouldn't have been possible without the dedication of our small but mighty staff, Karen and Emily. Thank you for your tireless work, and of course our heartfelt thank you to our Hall of Fame committee, especially our chair, Carla Lee, and to South Bend Alumni Board of Directors. You all said yes, and I am deeply grateful to that. This is a lot of work, but it's so worth it. Time never stops, and tonight it offers us a unique opportunity. It's a reminder that we can reflect on the past with nostalgia and look ahead to the future with anticipation. But tonight, let's savor the present. We're surrounded by leaders from our community, and just as exciting, future leaders of students from Adams over there, Riley, and Washington. Oh. And many of them are seniors tonight, so thank you for coming. Students, it really is nice that you're here tonight, for putting down your phone, which I know is very difficult in my house, and actually probably for a lot of adults in this room, and for being fully present with us. As the evening unfolds, we're here to hear the inspiring stories of our inductees, stories of time, talent, and dedication that they have helped shape this community. Each inductee has followed a unique path, some becoming entrepreneurs, educators, community advocates, and philanthropists. Some even found themselves changing directions directly and completely, changing their lives to other plans. What all of them have shared is perseverance, determination, advocacy, and servant hearts. Our awards tonight share those same qualities, and we will witness how their unique talents have made a profound impact on South Bend, as well as our state and nationally. We look forward to these stories and how it relates to the work being done at South Bend Alumni Association. Through the support of tonight's event, we continue to fund equitable opportunities for South Bend School Corporation students to go beyond the classroom, encouraging curiosity, creativity, team building skills, and most importantly, civic mindedness, just like those we celebrate tonight. We believe that students who engage in meaningful activities, who learn the value of collaboration, and who are inspired by coaches and mentors will become the innovators and Hall of Famers of tomorrow. So as we honor the past tonight, we also ask you to help shape the future. At your seat, you're going to find cards highlighting the various student activities supported by SBAA grants, as well as a QR code that links to our donation page. You'll find specific examples of what we have funded each month, and this information is also available on page 9 of your program book. And we are thrilled to announce that 2 generous benefactors have already contributed $25,000, hoping to inspire others to match the donations. So let's come together and reach this ambitious goal, investing in the incredible potential of our students. Thank you for all of your support and being part of this special evening. Let's enjoy the night. Let's celebrate why we are here, which is the Hall of Famers and the awardees and all the work that they have done. They are seen, and I'm excited that we get to celebrate them, and I look forward to the future of South Bend. Thank you.
Of course, the South Bend Alumni Association wouldn't be possible without the South Bend Community School Corporation. The man who heads the South Bend Community School Corporation is Superintendent Dr. Todd Cummings.
Thank you, Bob. And I will also want to say thank you to our student performers, our principals who are here this evening. We're really grateful for what you do and how you enhance our community. Vicki, thank you, and Charlie for the Studebaker Fountain. Greg and Judith, thank you for your service to South Bend Schools. Judge Gamich, Gary, and Freddie, thank you for your service to our community. On behalf of the South Bend Alumni Association and South Bend Schools, on behalf of my Board of School Trustees who are here this evening, we greatly appreciate your attendance at tonight's event. Thank you to our sponsors and donors, especially Everwise, thank you Ann, and thank you Jason for tonight's banquet. We want to remind you once again that the proceeds from tonight's banquet are the main source of funds for the South Bend Alumni Association's COAX grants, which help to support extracurricular activities. Your funds support our students so that they can continue earning soaring literacy rates and the highest graduation rates in nearly 20 years. I would be remiss, no, I think we can clap on the highest graduation rates in 20 years. I would be remiss without pausing to honor the second longest serving teacher in the district. He touched so many of our lives. He always had something positive to say, although I didn't always, as Mr. Shebish said, understand what was going on in that room. But the life of Nevin Longenecker, we are grateful for his service, and we're grateful for how he's impacted so many of us. So thank you again for attending tonight's banquet and supporting South Bend Schools. Have a great evening, everyone. Bob, thank you.
All right, it's almost time to eat. A quick reminder before we have the invocation, the bar will remain open. It's very important for tonight. Pastor Vicki Van Evel with South Bend's First Northwest United Methodist Church for the invocation.
As a proud Riley grad, I'm very happy to stand before you and offer the prayer. Go Wildcats! Let us pray. Holy One, blessed are we to be involved with the individuals and organizations being honored tonight for contributing to our community and students, promoting civic leadership by modeling in their own lives a life of service and care. Lord, we pray that you will grant them strength, wisdom, and guidance as they continue their call of service. Because of their contributions and commitment to providing support for our students in the South Bend Community School Corporation, the South Bend Alumni Association is a blessing in their mission of building alumni to build our community. We ask that you be present with us this evening as we share in celebration in a spirit of unity and vision for a community that builds students into civic-minded adults who strive to make our community a better place to live. Thank you for this opportunity to gather resources and support as we continue on this journey to support student success, ensuring that all have the same opportunity to succeed. And now we ask that you bless this food that we are about to share, those who have prepared it, those who will serve it, and to those who have worked so hard to make today the special occasion that it is. For all of this, we give you thanks. Amen.
Thank you so much, Pastor. And a quick reminder, along with the bar reminder, take a moment at your table. There's a mission moments at your table. You can learn more about the Alumni Association. Scan the QR code. You'll need to pick up your phone quickly for that one, then put it back down after you learn what you need to learn, and you can help support the evening. Enjoy your dinner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much. We're going to continue our evening. Please continue your dinner, and of course, the bar will remain open if you'd like another refreshment through the course of the evening. Need to say a quick thank you to the staff here at the Century Center and the servers, the chefs, for preparing such a wonderful meal tonight. Thank you so much. We're going to start the program this evening with what we bestow on honors on distinguished community members and our present inductees this year. I ask you to take some time to read the biographical sketches in each of the honorees at your program booklet and the banquet booklet that you have at your tables tonight. It gives you an opportunity to see some of their biographies as well as other programs through the course of the evening with the South Bend Alumni Association. And don't forget, of course, the Wall of Fame that you all walked through, likely as you came in from the parking lot. You get to see many more of the inductees as well from previous years and read much more about them through the course of the night. We will start with the special awards we're giving tonight with students from our high schools introducing our award winners. Our first presentation tonight is for the Ideal Baldoni Public Service Award. Ideal Baldoni Distinguished Public Service Award created in memory of Ideal Baldoni, of course, a political icon in the community. He had the respect of virtually everyone he met and worked with. This award is given to elected and appointed officials who have distinguished themselves by demonstrated exemplary personal integrity and selflessness for the benefit of the community. The award focuses attention on the positive achievements of the many people who serve in public office in both our community and across the country. This award presented tonight by Giovanna Walaji, who is a senior at Adams High School. She is president of the National Honor Society, the African Student Association, and she's also captain of the cheerleading team. Giovanna.
Hello and good evening. My name is Giovanna Mwalija, and I am from John Adams High School. I have the honor of presenting the Ideal Baldoni Award to Shalyn Shea Davis. A South Bend native and John Adams High School graduate, Shalyn Shea Davis exemplifies public service dedication in South Bend, Indiana. She served under Mayor Stephen Luke and Pete Buttigieg and now plays a key role in the mayor's office as the Director of Community Outreach for Mayor James Mueller. Shea is deeply committed to keeping the community informed and engaged. Shea thrives in the spotlight of community outreach, where she not only presents proclamations and keys to the city, but also connects with residents at countless events. Her ability to address concerns and guide individuals through government processes has made an impact on scores of citizens. A masterful communicator, she forges strong partnerships in city management and community leaders, amplifying voices across South Bend. Her leadership of South Bend's 2015 Black History Month celebration, honoring local African American public servants, is a standout achievement. She has also volunteered extensively in the community and has managed 2 local election campaigns. Shea's contributions earned her the Key to the City in 2011 and 2019, recognition during Black History Month in 2017, and the YWCA's Ella Baker Women Arising Award in 2023. Respected for her humility and tireless efforts, she continues to make a lasting impact on her community and carries an Ideal Baldoni's legacy in the city government today. Please join me in honoring Shalyn Shea Davis with the Ideal Baldoni Distinguished Public Service Award.
Thank you. Thank you, Giovanna. Greetings, South Bend. I think I was joking earlier this week. I think it was with the mayor or Eric Horvath. I think maybe Brianna. But I was going to say that, I was going to say this is my time, this is my season, this is my moment, and I'm going to give a speech for 10 minutes. But no, just kidding. I just wanted to say how honored and humbled I am to receive the Ideal Baldoni Distinguished Public Servant Award. I was lost for words when I was contacted and met with Jody Freed and Carla Lee. I was totally shocked. Thank you both. I had no idea what they wanted to talk about, but anyone in this room who knows Jody Freed knows she's pretty persistent, and she was able to catch up with me. South Bend is home for me. Born here almost 48 years ago, with 26 years of my life dedicated to public service. I am thankful for my family, who I'm excited is here tonight. I have to say that my mom, my sisters, my cousins, my family who traveled near and far. And Marcus, thank you for your support. And everyone here tonight, I'm just so thankful that you're here with me to celebrate. I watched my parents, I watched my grandparents, Sammy Phillips and Cora Phillips. She actually used to be a cook at what was called at that time the Hope Rescue Mission. And then my parents on the lake, Levi and Ida Howard. I watched them serve and give back to the community, so that was always embedded in me. Over 26 years ago, I reached out to a legend here in the community, Mr. Lynn Coleman. We're not going to discuss my very first encounter with Mr. Coleman, thanks to my mother. But years later, he was very instrumental in where I am today. Mr. Coleman gave me a chance, he believed in me, and he helped me. He connected me with Mr. Don Fozo, who was the St. Joseph County City of South Bend commissioner at that time, who also believed in me and gave me a chance with the city as well. I knew nothing about the city. However, if you gave Don Fozo the opportunity, he would tell you that he taught me everything. I'll never forget the day when Mayor Steve Lickey held a press conference and stated it was time to pass the torch. It was a true honor to work under the Lickey administration. I learned much from Mr. Lynn Coleman, Mickey Dobsky, Fred Thon, who's being honored here tonight, Mary Ann Myers, and Jonay Moody, and Jack Reed, who passed away a year ago. Jack, I never met anyone like Jack before, and he is deeply missed. And to this day, he said, when he retired from the Lickey administration, that he was passing the torch to me. And to this day, I still do the things that Jack did that no one knows about. I said all that because I understand and I did not get here alone. I will never forget where I come from, and I believe giving people chances and that anyone can change. To all the young people in the room tonight, you can do anything you put your mind to, and that you put your mind to, and you can make a significant difference in our community. There may be times in your life that you feel you are being hindered, but what God has for you is for you, and no one can take that away. I am standing on the shoulders of giants in our community who have embraced and mentored me throughout the years. People like Ms. Gladys Muhammad, Mr. Lynn Coleman, Jack Reed, and so many others. South Bend. We may disagree at times, but South Bend is a phenomenal community. During such challenging times in a historic election around the corner, we must continue to come together, not so quick to judge, forgive, and definitely love more. I would be remiss if I did not say, please do your research and please vote. We need the right leadership in the office nationally and especially locally, like our mayor, our police chief, Scott Ruskowski, our fire chief, Buchanan, to all the other department heads under the administration. Thank you to the South Bend Alumni Association for this award. Thank you to Chris and Kara for all that you do to have such a successful event. And congratulations to all the other remarkable honorees being recognized here tonight. In closing, I would just like to say I recently attended a ceremony for my friend, Judge Crystal Briscoe, who is here tonight, and I'm proud to say she's the first Black judge and woman of color to serve as a federal judge in the Northern District of Indiana. Her final remarks were, she left by saying she has a testimony. Judge Briscoe, I too have a testimony. And once again, thank you for this prestigious award. It has been an honor to serve.
Our next presentation tonight is the Contribution to Education Corporate Award. The Contribution to Education Corporate Award is presented to an organization that, in its pursuit of excellence, achieves its goals and its objectives at an exceptionally high level, thereby distinguishing both its members and the community. The award presented tonight by Kyla Turner, a senior at Riley High School, where she's busy with student government, National Honor Society, the girls' basketball team, and both the jazz and the marching bands.
Hello all, good evening. My name is Kayla Turner and I go to Riley High School. It is my pleasure to present the Contribution to Education Corporate Award to the AEP Foundation / Indiana Michigan Power. The AEP Foundation, backed by Indiana Michigan Power, is dedicated to creating bright futures for the communities they serve. With over 100 years of progress, AEP remains committed to giving back by championing education, equality, and community enhancement. Focusing on educational advancement from early childhood through higher education, the AEP Foundation emphasizes the importance of science, technology, engineering, and math. Their generous contributions have significantly bolstered the vital efforts of teachers, staff, and parents, inspiring a new generation of thinkers, innovators, and problem solvers. Beyond education, the AEP Foundation addresses critical needs such as hunger relief, affordable housing, and emergency shelters. Their commitment to social justice extends to promoting equity, environmental stewardship, healthcare, and cultural initiatives. We are immensely grateful for the AEP Foundation's unwavering support for learners in the South Bend Community School Corporation. It is my honor to present the AEP Foundation / Indiana Michigan Power with the 2024 Contribution to Education Corporate Award.
Good evening. I'm Mona Livingston, and I have my coworker Laura Schoening here, and we are both accepting the award on behalf of AEP Foundation and Indiana Michigan Power. We are humbled and honored to be a part of the community. We are so proud that we are able to support all the initiatives in the community, and personally, education is my favorite one, because when I was in school, I had read I think it was Nelson Mandela's quote who said, "The most powerful way to bring about change in this world to make it better is through education." And it always stuck through me. Even to this date, when I am trying to convince someone to see things my way, this quote stands out to me, and I'm like, if I educate them on the whole issue, maybe they will see it my way. So thank you to South Bend Alumni Foundation for this event, for the award, and mostly all the important work that you're doing for the students and just enriching their educational experience by providing them wonderful opportunities of extracurricular activities. And I remember when I was in school, those were the things I looked forward to more than my classes. So thank you for making the difference, and thank you for making this a positive experience for all our students and our future generation. Thank you.
Thank you, congratulations. Our next presentation is for the Distinguished Achievement Award. The Distinguished Achievement Award is presented to an individual or a group of people who, in their pursuit of excellence in their field and/or interests, achieve that objective at an uncommonly high level, thereby distinguishing themselves and their community. Making the presentation tonight is Monique Mitchell, a senior at Washington High School. She's a member of the state championship basketball team. She plans to play Division I basketball in college and is part of the National Honor Society, the Recycling Club, and the Girls Friend Group at Washington. Monique.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Monique Mitchell, and I'm from Washington High School. Tonight, I am privileged to present Cynthia Murphy with the Distinguished Achievement Award. Cynthia Ann Murphy, affectionately known as Senor Cynthia, has spent over 20 years uplifting the South Bend, Elkhart, and Goshen communities. As a proud Michiana native, Cynthia has spent her whole career tirelessly advocating for Latin families, most recently as a recruitment and retention counselor and academic coach at IUSB. She regularly went beyond her job description to help Latina students and adults apply for academic programs, fill out paperwork, and go to different student services where they would otherwise have been lost. She also works as a free bilingual translator for all events and forums, and figures out the complex world of academic financial aid and FAFSA in particular. Cynthia very frequently worked over weekends or late at night to cater to this very blue-collar population. Before IU South Bend, she worked at La Casa in Goshen and served on the Center for Legal Justice Board, helping undocumented individuals secure legal representation. Cynthia's efforts from assisting with FAFSA to offering free translative services have been invaluable. Though she retired, she remains active in the community, supporting Latin populations, LGBTQ+ individuals, and other underserved groups with her characteristic warmth, wisdom, and determination. The Distinguished Achievement Award is offered to those who have not only distinguished themselves through excellence, but have elevated a whole entire community. Cynthia Murphy has uplifted and advocated for so many here in Michiana. Tonight, we are pleased to honor her contributions with the 2024 Distinguished Achievement Award.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a little bit slower thanks to 3 broken right legs. So I think it's fantastic that Washington High School read my introduction, because way back in the day when I started at IU South Bend, I started on August during what they fondly called the just most outrageous month in higher education. And so I didn't actually have anything to do because everyone else was so busy. So I went to Washington High School and just inserted myself into the cafeteria and drugged students over to talk to me. Some of them, like Karen Hernandez, who is now a school counselor, Hugo Garza, and so I just think it's fitting that Washington read the introduction. But for this evening, I really just wanted to share with you all that I'm honored to accept this award and to join my fellow recognition awardees and the amazing Hall of Famers that are in the room this evening. Thank you, South Bend Alumni Association, for this wonderful and inspiring event, and for your efforts to support educators and students in the South Bend Community Schools, because they are so in need of our support during these times. This award was not earned in isolation, though, as a single individual. I'm so grateful to my daughters and my friends, to my colleagues at IU South Bend and throughout the community, and especially to my extended familia de IU, which encompasses many of you in this room. My father taught me that if we ourselves are unwilling to stand up for our students, how are we to expect that others will do it for us? I have loved these past 20 years with you all, and it's been my honor and privilege to serve the community. Thank you.
And our final honoree tonight, before we get to the inductees, the Distinguished Community Service Award. The Distinguished Community Service Award is awarded to an individual or a group of people specifically in pursuit of helping their fellow citizens perform services at an uncommonly high level and distinguish themselves in the community. The award presenter tonight is Jeremy Dager. He is a senior at Riley High School, where he's the president of the class of 2025. 2025. Whew, I need a nap. And a section leader in the marching band, as well as the Science Olympiad member. Jeremy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Dager, and I'm a proud Riley High School student graduating this year. Today, I have the honor of presenting the Distinguished Community Service Award to 466 Works. In 2013, 466 Works Community Development Corporation was launched to revitalize South Bend's southeast neighborhood. In partnership with Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church, this nonprofit focused on improving infrastructure, safety, housing, and quality of life for the South Bend community. Working with local residents, Ivy Tech, South Bend, United Way, and their efforts remain community-driven. By the end of 2024, 466 Works will have built 25 affordable homes, helping working-class families achieve their home ownership. This is a neighborhood that many have given up on now. Now it has been revitalized and reestablished as a thriving neighborhood with affordable housing that working-class people can purchase. As partners with the South Bend Community School Corporation, Construction's trades class, 466 Works has also involved local students in building homes, further strengthening the future retention of young residents and giving students the opportunity to work for change in their own neighborhood. Beyond physical development, 466 Works has restored community pride, turning the southeast neighborhood into a thriving area. They have enhanced public spaces, provided safety through the Light Up South Bend initiative, and supported financial literacy programs. They plan to expand this model to other neighborhoods, continuing to create a lasting change. The Distinguished Community Service Award is given to those who have served their community with exceptional dedication. 466 Works is an organization built from the community to serve the community. I'm pleased to present this award to them tonight.
Good evening. My name is Ricardo Taylor, and I'm the senior pastor of the Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church. And so since I'm a pastor, I want you to make me feel comfortable. Everybody say, wow. You're not saying it like you mean it. Say, wow. That means I'm surprised, I'm amazed that God would take someone like me and our team to make a difference in the city of South Bend. When God planted me in South Bend 26 years ago, I started walking the neighborhood. And I said that there's no way I can stand in the pulpit every Sunday and say God is good, but when I walk the neighborhood, it doesn't look like It doesn't reflect the goodness of God. So my whole heart desire was God called me to make a difference. And what God did was amazing. He put a group of great individuals around me to help my dream come to reality. And there's no way that I could have accomplished anything without the team that God gave me. And so this award is just not just one individual. It's a collective group of people in the community that's made a difference. My close team is sitting over there. You guys mind standing up for me, please, so they can see you? Come on. Come on, Jay. Amen. The person that beat you giving is the person that beat you living. And we believe in giving, and we give to help somebody else's dream come alive. And I want to encourage my brothers and sisters that live in South Bend, someday ride down Dubell, ride down Indiana, ride down Dayton, and watch what God has done. We're the only creation that God has created that can have an imagination. And I dream. And I'm not finished dreaming, because I believe that South Bend is one of the greatest cities in the Midwest. And I know that there's so many people that would love to experience homes. And so we're thankful that we've done 25 homes, and we're looking forward to doing more. And we want to encourage you just to ride down and just see the work that God has done. Thank you very much to the Hall of Fame, and thank you very much to the city of South Bend. May God's blessings continue to rest on you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, now is the time where we've reached the part of the program where we ask the inductees into this year's class to come up to the stage. As you are making your way, we encourage our dinner guests to continue to read tonight's program as well, to get more biographical information about the nominees, and visit the Wall of Fame on the display in the hallway outside the Century Center. As they are making their way up, I don't know if you've heard about, there's a new restaurant just south of here along 31, and it's a famous place where people stop for the holidays. And the first time I went in there, I ordered eggs Benedict, and they brought it out on a hubcap. I said, "What's with the hubcap?" He says, "There's no plate like chrome for the hollandaise." Sorry, that's all I have. That's literally as funny as I get. I'm not funny on any level.
Cynthia Murphy thought she was slow.
You're not slow, Freddie. My baseball coach told me I was slow. He said he had to clock me with a calendar instead of a stopwatch. So that's slow. Congratulations, each and every one of you. Well deserved. Thank you so much for your service to the area. Our first inductee tonight is Magistrate Andre Gamage, a true son of South Bend, a shining example of community leadership. He's a graduate of John Adams High School. Andre continued his journey at Valparaiso University, not far from here, and Valparaiso University Law School, where he built a foundation for a career that was dedicated to justice and to fairness and to the service of others. Andre's passion for his community is nothing short of inspiring. From his early days as a deputy prosecutor in St. Joseph County and a staff attorney for the South Bend Human Rights Commission to his role as a managing partner of the law firm Berger and Gamage, his dedication to uplifting the most vulnerable is legendary. Judge Gamage has stood ready to advocate not only for the rights of the Latino community, for the African American community, but the community at large. His impact is a testament to his unwavering commitment to making a profound difference in the lives of every person in the community. In 2013, he took on a new role as magistrate judge in St. Joseph Circuit Court, St. Joseph County Circuit Court. He presides over Veterans Court, offering life-changing support and rehab to veterans, as well as a program called Fresh Start Fridays. It's given over 1,000 people a second chance by helping them expunge their criminal records. This initiative has transformed at least 1,000 lives. Andre is passionate as a mentor and educator. He's an adjunct professor at the University of Notre Dame Law School, and through programs like Preparing Your Child for Education and the South Bend School Corporation's Legal Internship Program, he empowers young people to reach their full potential. His works on the boards of the YMCA for Greater Michiana and Macedonia Baptist Church as well. He's a devoted father. His children are the heart of his inspiration. His deep connection to South Bend and his vision for the future drive his efforts to make a lasting and positive impact for the city he calls home. And we're grateful for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Magistrate Andre Gamage.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. When I was told that I was inducted, I thought it was obviously a good thing. It was a good thing when I heard Lynn Coleman was part of the Hall of Fame, but then I found out today that Newt Rockne is actually in the Hall of Fame, and it's a whole nother level. So I am so appreciative of being inducted, and most of what I want to say to you briefly today really is to give thanks. First of all, to the committee that thought that I was worthy of being inducted, to Chris, she organizes and makes this event happen. To my fellow inductees, congratulations to you. I have a particular relationship with Vicki McIntyre, who was a paralegal in the prosecutor's office, which is the first place I started after I graduated law school. We also have my coach. Greg Humnicki was my freshman basketball coach where? At John Adams High. I also want to thank the judiciary. Both the circuit and superior courts are present here today. Judge Broden from the circuit court and Judge Hostetler from the superior court, who have always assisted me and allowed me to do what I do. I also understand that my name is on this award for being in the Hall of Fame, but really the efforts have been about we and about community partners. And I just want to name a few of those community partners that include Barnes & Thornburg Law Firm. They're here at the table today with some of the interns from the South Bend Community School Corporation. They have put forth financial capital and personnel capital to be able to make South Bend a better place. We also have the South Bend Community School Corporation itself, who has been provided students and facilities for these efforts to go forward. Sweet Home Church, led by Bishop Erskine Jones, and Jeff Walker at Locked in Solidarity are just a few of the partners that we work with on some of the things that you've heard here today. I have to tell you that family is important to me, and I have to thank my family. Andrea is here with her mom, Ms. Parker Taylor. Thank you both for being here. Special thank you to my kids. Austin, look, I gotta go through it age-wise, because I got so many. I got 4 kids. So, Austin, Valencia, Trey, and DeLorean. Also, my daughters-in-law. They are one of them is at least here today with our grandson and granddaughter, Oakley and Kyra. And to my sisters, Cheryl and Tracy, they've been by my side and shown me love and support throughout. Karima, thank you for your unwavering support in everything you do and walking with me by my side and supporting me. Another aspect of my life that inspires me, that is also so important, is my church, Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church, who has a table back there where our pastor is the Reverend Pastor Ray E. Owens. Thank you for your support. And most importantly, I have to thank God for blessing my life. Truly blessing my life. All the things that you've heard about, as I sat there, I didn't know that I was doing those things. But it's God that has provided me with an opportunity to be able to do things, with a mentality to be able to do things. And the most important thing that God has really done for me is allowed me to be born to Marcia and Robert Gamage. Marcia and Robert Gamage, my parents, I couldn't ask for more. Showed me the way, taught me, sacrificed, discipline, hard work, education, being kind to people. They provided everything. They provided the hedge. They provided an environment for me and my sisters to be successful and have the ability to help other people. Part of that circle and that environment I continue to maintain. One of my friends, cynical guy that he is, his name is Bill. Bill called me one day and he said, look, I heard about this expungement stuff you're doing. What are you doing? What are you doing this for? Nobody's going to put you on a stamp. I said, wow, I didn't really think about being on a stamp, but that would have been kind of cool. But so I guess I'm not going to be on a stamp. But the lawyer in me, the advocate in me, and the type A in me, I was bothered by the fact that all this effort was going in and things were happening, and he asked me why I was doing this, and I didn't have an answer. And that bothered me. A few days later, a man called me. His name is Archie. Archie's mother died when he was a teenager, and his father was never around. He made some poor choices, and he had criminal convictions, and he needed his record expunged, and through the efforts of the team we talked about, his record was expunged. He called me. He called me and he said, my record got expunged. And then with the most thankful and appreciative voice I think I ever heard, he said, Mr. Gamage, thank you for helping us. And when he said thank you for helping us, I knew who us was. I knew he was talking about, and I knew my purpose. And that was to help people who didn't have a Marcia and Robert Gamage in their life, like you and I. That was the reason. That was the reason for the effort. So as we give thanks today and we live our lives and we wake up in the morning to do what we do the same things, do more, do less, I want you to remember. I want you to remember us. Please, please, don't forget about us.
Our next inductee tonight is Gary Gillott, whose innovative engineering solutions transform the quality of life in South Bend, some of it visible, some of it not. As Director of Public Works from 2000 to 2011, South Bend experienced groundbreaking advancements in infrastructure, including the revolutionary installation of computerized technology to manage storm, water, and sanitary sewer systems. Exciting, huh? But necessary. With this became the city's opportunity to implement a cutting-edge system that helped answer a federal mandate that I believe was unfunded, right? An unfunded federal mandate, which is the way most of them are. And also, it helped keep our environment clean. Gary played a key role in projects like the Potawatomi Park Greenhouse, where he partnered with Notre Dame to repurpose university-generated heat. He helped launch the St. Joseph Valley MetroNet, which brought high-speed fiber optics to the region, positioned South Bend as a trailblazer in innovation and technology. His passion, though, extends far beyond the exciting life of infrastructure. As a co-creator of the Bowman Creek educational ecosystem, he took on an environmental project and turned it into a powerful community building initiative. Now it's a cornerstone for Notre Dame's Center for Civic Innovation. The program engages over 50 interns every year, empowering these students to solve the local challenges and make a real difference. Though officially retired, Gary is now a founding board member and mentor at N-Focus Incorporated, serves on advisory boards for both Ivy Tech and Indiana University South Bend. His dedication to diversity and his service reflected in his work with the South Bend Diversity Utilization Board, and his legacy honored annually with the Gary Gillott Award for Civil Service, presented by Notre Dame's Center for Civic Innovation. At home, Gary shares his love for nature and animals with his wife Debbie and their family. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Gillott.
Who was that guy he was describing? Good evening, friends. Thank you, South Bend Alumni Association. It's a great honor to be recognized for service to the community. Thank you, Mayor Steve, for recruiting me to South Bend and for always encouraging me. I was blessed to work and volunteer with talented people who care very much about the people of this community. They all put service to others before self. They brought their best to their work every day, getting things done. They lifted me up. They sustained our shared vision for a better city we could create together. My name is being inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight, but I know that I never accomplished anything very consequential all on my own. I stand on the shoulder of giants that came before me. I also represent all those who did the bulk of the work for which I humbly receive the credit and honor tonight. Thank you all who worked or volunteered with me at the City of South Bend as staff. It was a great team. Thanks also to the neighborhood organizations we worked with to get things done. Thanks to friends and collaborators at the University of Notre Dame, College of Engineering, Civic Innovation Lab, now a part of the Lucy Institute. Thanks young talent within Focus, helping to make this region better. Thanks also to Shirley Heinz Land Trust, where I volunteer some of my time. They've done a lot in environmental stewardship locally and throughout Northwest Indiana. Thanks to partners like Beacon and the School Corporation, who helped make symbiotic projects and programs for Leaper Park and Madison STEAM Academy happen. I was in great company working alongside the many of these organizations that help to meet human needs and advance environmental stewardship. Most of all, thanks and hugs to my sweet wife, Deborah. Deb's a South Bend native. She's a graduate of Clay High School. She also graduated from IUSB, and we've been married for 44 years. She's loved and supported me and supported my time shared with the community on service projects. Thank you again.
Thank you, Gary. Congratulations once again. We get a twofer for our next inductees, Vicki McIntyre and Charlie Hayes. Their unwavering commitment to seeking the best for the community, each in a unique way. Vicki's journey, as was already mentioned earlier, started as a volunteer with the St. Joseph County Prosecutor's Office. She earned her degree from IU South Bend and took that dedication to justice, becoming a trailblazing paralegal specializing in homicide cases. Her influence was monumental in launching the Victim Assistance Program, the Domestic Violence Program, and the Metro Homicide Unit, lifelines for people in need seeking justice within the city and the county in some cases. But Vicki didn't stop there. As a juvenile probation officer at the Juvenile Justice Center, she established Central Academy, that is for at-risk young people. Her love for South Bend's rich history as well shown through her leadership in restoring the iconic 1906 Studebaker Electric Fountain in Leaper Park. And as I tell the kids, when we had the kids, I say the kids, the reporters, the young reporters in our newsroom, no, I was not there for the original groundbreaking in 1906. I may have been around for the second one. That is, of course, one of the legacies of Vicki. Now, Charlie has also a huge legacy locally in business and as well as the arts. A proud graduate of the University of Notre Dame, he revolutionized telecommunications by co-purchasing the radio station WJVA, founding alert paging, and installing communication towers that transformed Midwest cellular landscape. So when your kids are on their phone nonstop and they won't put them down, you can thank/blame Charlie, at least in part. Charlie's artistic passion is evident through his collaboration with Dean Porter, bringing Notre Dame's Sculpture Park to life, alongside his deep involvement with the Snipe Museum of Art, the South Bend Museum of Art, and the Northern Indiana Art Museum. His devotion to local history is equally inspiring, showcased by that work. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Hayes and Vicki McIntyre.
Madame,
Oh, now I'm first.
ladies first.
Okay. Well, he said what I was going to say. So, first of all, I'm deeply honored to join this great group of doers. I love this city. South Bend has been very good to me and to my family, much of whom are with me tonight. My daughter Mindy and her husband Kevin, and my other daughter Misty, her husband Dan, and of course, my longtime partner, Charlie Hayes. They put up with a lot and supported me along the way. As he said, I've had a varied career. I started as a junior league volunteer at the prosecutor's office with Sharon McManus, who's back there. We started working for nothing, and we ended up with a pretty good job and a paralegal certificate 20 years later. We started many programs that he mentioned: the bail bond program, the neighborhood mediation program, the victim assistance program, and others. Then after 20 years, I went to the Juvenile Justice Center. I was director of education there, working with many volunteers. We implemented more programs for the kids who were locked up, including cooking. Many of you may have come to our one-day restaurant. And we started a wood shop with hammers and nails and saws. Oh my, you should have seen the staff with that. We built dog houses and too large a shed. We had art and music. All this is in detention with the kids that are locked up. And thanks to Ann Hayes and volunteers from Notre Dame, we even taught Spanish, and later on, a course in Italian and Japanese. The Japanese didn't go over so well. Anyway, at the same time, we started the accredited Alternative School Central Academy for those kids who had been expelled from their public school. I was lucky to work on many community events were such fun. Do you remember the Firefly Festival? I know many of you worked with me on that, and I worked with you, rather. The Carnival for the Arts, wasn't that fun? The Magical Special Olympics, we did have a good time and we did good work. After I finally retired, I heard of this beautiful fountain that had been torn down in 1942. With so many of your help, we raised the money, we restored the fountain, and it stands proudly in Leaper Park. As I slowed down, I started delivering Meals on Wheels, but I'm old and I slid down a hill in the snow, so I quit that job. And now I'm a reading buddy for a little boy at Marshall School. I love that job. It's my style, I guess. South Bend is truly a remarkable, remarkable city, offering countless opportunities for involvement and personal fulfillment. Thank you for allowing me to participate in it and for giving me this honor tonight. He helped.
So I was a junior at Notre Dame in 1963 when Studebaker closed. Studebaker closed. Notre Dame won 2-7. The Kennedy was assassinated, and it was a bad winter. It was not good for South Bend. Bad times for South Bend. I moved back to South Bend in 1978 with a partner and bought radio station WJBA. Interest rates hit 17%, unemployment hit 17%, inflation hit 17%. Few companies were advertising on the radio, and those who were advertising weren't paying. Bad time for South Bend and bad time for Charlie Hayes. Now we're here in 2024. The economy in South Bend is great. Things are happening, and most everybody is happy. I feel very fortunate to have played a small part with Vicki in South Bend's success. But through good times and bad times, South Bend has always been a great place to raise a family. I'm proud to say that both my kids graduated from Adams, and my oldest granddaughter is a freshman at Adams. Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Listen, you take, I'll carry it for you. You want me to carry it?
Yeah.
I would carry it for you. Thank you.
All right, Coach, you're up. Our next inductee tonight is the coach, Greg Humnicki. His dedication to both education and athletics has transformed the lives of countless students around the South Bend Community Schools, as well as the state of Indiana. For more than 5 decades, he's been a steadfast supporter of the South Bend Community School Corporation, even beyond the fields and the courts, launching his remarkable journey from the classroom to those sporting places. He's worn lots of different hats. He was a teacher, a passionate coach, inspiring athletic director at Clay High School. He also became a fierce advocate for girls' sports at not only Clay High School, but throughout the school corporation, pushing for advancements that have significantly enhanced the school facilities and the opportunities. And while his job focused on athletics, Greg and his wife Barb could also be found supporting and cheering on Clay students in their dramatic endeavors as well by attending countless plays and musicals. Whether on the court or in the theater, Greg has made it a mission to ensure that every student, regardless the passion, has an opportunity to shine. His influence extends far beyond the walls of Clay High School, however. Through his invaluable work with the Indiana High School Athletic Association and Purdue University's summer athletic camps, Greg has played a vital role in shaping the future of student athletes all across the state of Indiana. He's a mentor to coaches, a mentor to athletic directors, dedicated to nurturing and building talent, building character in young people and young athletes, instilling a love of sports that will usually last a lifetime. Today, he actively serves on the board for the Northern Indiana Conference of the NIC, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and the South Bend Alumni Association. He's also a devoted volunteer at the local food pantries and organizer for reunions for former teachers and former coaches. Since the passing of his beloved wife, Barb, Greg has honored her memory by staying actively involved in the causes they both cherished together. He finds joy in spending quality time with his children and grandchildren, keeping her spirit alive in everything he does. Ladies and gentlemen, the coach, Greg Humnicki.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to offer my congratulations to the other Hall of Fame inductees here this evening and organizations and individuals that have been honored. Also would like to thank the South Bend Alumni Association Selections Committee for this award. I'm truly humbled by it and honored to have been selected for this prestigious honor. I think my daughter and Mary Chris Adams and Candy Butler and a few others had something to do with it, but nonetheless, I'm proud and humbled to receive this award. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, as Andre mentioned earlier, he played for me, and it wasn't on the freshman team, it was on the JV team. We won the holiday tournament at Notre Dame that year, and 19-1, I think, and he was an integral part of that at that time. So great to see Andre in his career, and we even had his son was a running back for us at Clay High School. Mike Kuntz, the coach, is also here this evening. My journey through the 40 years of the school corporation wouldn't be complete if I didn't mention those who were instrumental in my career. First of all is They mentioned earlier my late wife and partner, 50 years, Barbara, who's watching from above this evening, and she left us 5 years ago after battling Alzheimer's disease. Mother of our 2 children, Philip and Anna, they're both here this evening. Philip got started at the White House back in the 90s in the Clinton Gore administration. Now shoots photos for Georgetown University, the Jesuit school in Washington, D.C., and Anna, who's an attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. Both Clay High School graduates, which I'm proud to say at this time. Also, my brother John came all the way from Seattle, Washington to be with us this evening. Also, a special thanks to Judy Gray, who's been a part of my life for the last 5 years. School Corporation in the city of South Bend's been pretty good to us over these past 60 years. Barb and I were both Central High School graduates, class of '64. South Bend School Corporation educated both of the kids. They were graduates of Clay High School and employed my wife and I. I was around for 40-some years and 29 and a half years for Barb. Also like to thank the principals that I worked with for their guidance and direction. There are so many to mention, but a few do stand out that were special in my advancement in the school corporation. Rupert Duke Farrell was my high school principal at Central, who was assistant superintendent for personnel, hired me in the summer of 1968. If you remember, the summer of '68 was a little tumultuous. The riots up in Chicago at the Democratic Convention and some other things that happened along the way. But Duke was my neighbor. He lived on West North Shore. I lived on North Michigan Street. Bill Sheevish, who hired me at John Adams as a history teacher and coach in 1975, where I got to teach, had 7 great years teaching at Adams High School. And Bill was a great mentor for me, along with Ed Zeus, the athletic director, who was fantastic. And of course, Mike Harding, who was the principal at Clay High School when he hired me in 1988 and stayed there for 20 years. Of all the principals and teachers and coaches that I worked with, I was at Central Middle School after they closed Central as a high school for 5 years, Adams for 7, and spent 26 of my 40 then out at Clay High School. They made this journey enjoyable and memorable. I owe my success to the tremendous people that I've had opportunity to work with and be associated with. Particularly, a lot of these are people from Clay High School those 26 years. A few of them are here this evening. Mike Kuntz, the former football coach. Tom Hess, basketball coach. Tom DeBates, state championship coach in '94, which was the last boys state championship that this community is celebrated. Al Hartman, who became eventually an athletic director at Clay. Chip O'Neill, the baseball coach, along with Dan Casper, a fantastic teacher. George Lund, Carl Buchanan, the fire chief, was my track and cross-country coach. Todd Dabolsky, Joe Huppenthal, Earl Hairston, Joe Spinsky, Cheryl Flock, Diane Robertson, Steve Scott, Patty Schrock, Paul Kingston, and Becky Stafford, who's here this evening. And, of course, the secretary of my last 10 years at Clay, Mary Ann Weniger. But those folks, they made the journey so more memorable. And if it wasn't for those folks doing their job daily, I would not be up here this evening. So I want to thank to all of you that made this possible. I could not have done it without your hard work and support. It's truly been a team effort, as they say. To the athletic directors of the school corporation high schools, past and current, these include John Berta, who retired with me in 2008. He's been at Riley High School for a number of years. The corporation's athletic directors over the years, Bob Jones, Ron Bella, Nan Tolchinsky, who's here this evening, and Kirby Whitaker. All were fantastic to work with. The North Indiana Conference principals and athletic directors, and those other athletic administrators around the state that I had the opportunity to work with provided great experience for the student athletes in the field of interscholastic athletics. The Alumni Association's COEX grant program, which is a part which Chris mentioned earlier, is a fantastic program that provides support for extracurricular activities in the school corporation in exchange for community service. So if a athletic team or organization needs some equipment or new uniforms, our grant committee issues that grant in exchange for community service. So we get the kids out in the community, and I think it makes them, I think they become more appreciative of them receiving that award when they give back to the community. The COEX grant program was started a number of years ago by Dave Dunlap, a former Riley teacher and swim coach, fellow South Bend Hall of Famer, who invited me to be a part of that committee 16 years ago when I retired from the school corporation. I still serve on that group and cherish the memory of Dave Dunlap all the time because he's the one that had that idea to get that started. My final comment would be that high school extracurricular activities, whether they be athletics or the drama or the marching bands or orchestras, they are the best at-risk program that we have for the youth of our community. We cannot afford to lose it. Again, thank you for this prestigious honor.
Congratulations. Our next inductee, Judith Overmeyer, public school educator with the South Bend Community School Corporation, unwavering student advocate whose extraordinary leadership left quite the mark, an indelible mark on the John Adams High School community and all the students and staff and parents who came into her orbit. For nearly 2 decades, she served as the director of the mock trial program at Adams, and during that time, Adams High School's mock trial team achieved 15 state championships and 2 national titles. It's pretty good. Before she stepped away in 2017. As a dedicated educator, she taught child development and fashion design. Nope, she's not a lawyer. She doesn't teach debate or speech. She taught fashion design and child development and led those young people to those state and national titles. She also was a mentor for pregnant teens, equipping countless students with these essential life skills. Her advocacy for every student in the classroom and out of the classroom made her a beloved figure and a trusted figure in and around the school community. Judith played a pivotal role in creating the beautiful mural that honors Riley High School, showcasing her deep commitment to preserving and celebrating the local history of the area. Now retired, she cherishes some precious moments with her 4 children, whom she raised alongside her late husband, Steve. Her legacy as a kind and compassionate mentor, as well as coupled with her relentless advocacy for student success, will resonate for generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Judith Overmeyer.
Well, I didn't want to intimidate these others up here on the stage. I did bring my phone, like the young kids, but I also brought my notes. Good evening. I was told no speeches, just thank yous. So my first thank you is to Tim and Mary Baker, Doug and Kathleen Neal, and Susan Roberts for nominating me to the Hall of Fame, and to the Alumni Association for inducting me tonight. I am deeply honored. Thank you. I accept this I accept this recognition for the entire village that made John Adams Mock Trial Program one of the preeminent programs not only in Indiana, but also in the nation during the first decade of the 2000s. The program dominated the state competitions from 1998 to 2013. They held national records for the most consecutive repeats to the national competition, also placing in the top 10 each year among 40-plus teams from other states. There are so many people that I could thank, but let me mention just a few. Thank you to Judge Sanford Brooke and Mike Zeus, the John Adams government teacher, for starting a fun activity for some seniors. The first team won an award at state, and it sparked 3 teams the second year, and that's when I was asked to help, but the third year, 6 teams. By the end of the program, there were 10 teams, was our top number. The next person I would like to acknowledge is Judge Robert Miller, a self-proclaimed mock trial junkie who taught the basic federal rules of evidence over those years. And thank you to Magistrate Jane Woodward Miller, who taught the structures of a trial, and both coached teams. Their enthusiasm for the program made it easier for them to recruit quality attorneys. Over the decade, there were more than 25 plus volunteers that were attorneys, there were law professors and law clerks. Thank you to the Notre Dame law professor, Jay Tidmarsh, who's over that way, who coached the 2009 national champions, and to the law professor from IU, John Scanlon, also over there, who coached the 2011 national champions. Both men stuck it out through the long season, working with teams from October to the state competitions in March, then receiving a new case in April to work out for the nationals in May. That's a long season, longer than some of the sports. I had to remind the school board of that in order to get a little money down the road. Thank you to the many parents who were involved with raising funds, transporting teams, and attending trials, and to several who also coached. The program was a huge machine of dedicated individuals. I worked behind the scenes, keeping the gears oiled and hopefully running smoothly. A special thanks to Lucas Burkett, an award-winning witness himself, for returning to become our witness coach. He was our own James Lewis Cassidy. He was very talented, and unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight. He injured his leg. He coached the witness on both national teams. In 2011, his witness portrayed a nervous, stuttering geologist, impressed with himself and his findings. He had the top witness score in the entire competition, resulting in his team's national championship. Lucas's authentic characterizations took us to the top. Last thank yous to my late husband, Steve, who accompanied us to the competitions. Oh, wait. I forgot to turn that one over. Wasn't such a good idea. I'll find it. It's on this one. Oh, I also want to thank my son, Chris, who's over there. Couldn't forget him. He was our overnight hall guard at the hotels when we reverted to locking the doors with Scotch tape. Okay, this was explained to the teams at the goodnight meeting. A piece of Scotch tape would be placed from the room door to the door frame. If the tape had popped at 6 a.m. in the morning, indicating that the door had been opened during the night, that someone would be sleeping with his parents. I slept better that way, too. Oh. The final thank you is to my husband, who accompanied us to the competitions and shared my pride in the program. He was our travel agent, our gopher for anything and everything. He was my counselor and behind-the-scenes guy. He was the final room pickup cleanup after teams had checked out of the embassy suites. They served a pasta bar to our teams and coaches and parents on Saturday night, so we wanted to stay in good standings with them. At the final night meeting, a student asked, "When are you taping the doors?" Oh, traditions. Steve quickly retrieved a tape dispenser from the front desk. I had forgotten the tape. As I calmly answered, "As soon as you're all in your rooms." My responsibilities were compensated by the students' achievements. My true pleasure was watching young freshmen with sweet, crackling voices morph into senior orators, presenting evidence, arguing objections, and delivering openings and closings with confidence. It was a pleasure to return to South Bend, and especially to the school corporation, and report the numerous awards and championships, bringing positivity to the South Bend community schools during that first decade of the 2000s. It was my ultimate satisfaction. Thank you. I was a little nervous.
You did great. And that's why we seated them, Greg and Judith, on opposite sides, because of that little back and forth. Just teasing. I'm just teasing. Our next inductee tonight is Freddie Thon. He has a remarkable story and a remarkable contribution to South Bend, a true testament of lifetime service, leadership, devotion to building community, and of course to baseball. Freddie's incredible journey started in 1954 when he made his way from his home of Puerto Rico to the University of Notre Dame. He starred in the classroom and he starred on the baseball diamond. Though a shoulder injury cut short his promising career with the New York Yankees, Freddie's spirit pushed him to excel in the classroom, double majoring in marketing and mathematics. This foundation set the stage for a phenomenal business career that would ultimately span the globe. After graduating, Freddie returned to Puerto Rico and started an impressive 35-year journey in high-level business management, making significant contributions across Africa and South America. Then in 1933, he came back to South Bend with his family and launched Thon Steel LLC. It's a venture that not only flourished, but also earned recognition as one of the top minority suppliers in the region. From the year 2000 to 2007, public service began with an assistant to the mayors of South Bend, becoming a vital bridge to the Latino community. He championed initiatives boosting voter registration, as well as advocating for bilingual healthcare services, and he was guiding aspiring Latino entrepreneurs through the complex stature of starting a business. His co-founding of the Michiana Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and active participation in various cultural and sporting events underscored his dedication to promoting diversity, inclusion, and opportunity for everyone. Even today, Freddie continues to uplift others through his volunteer work as a translator and advocate for organizations like Freedom 22 Foundation and UpToParents.org. As a board member for 20 years at the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, he's been a constant voice advocating for greater support and outreach to underserved communities. He's a devoted family man. He treasures every moment with his wife, Carol, and their 5 sons, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And if you put a bat in his hand, even today, he would still put the ball in play. I think you would, Freddie Thon.
Cynthia Murphy thinks she was slow. I want to thank, first of all, Samson Diaz, Tom Gripe, and Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and Paula Sowers from the Latin American Chamber of Commerce for nominating me for this wonderful honor, as well as Steve Lickey of all people for giving me the opportunity to do so much for the community while he was a wonderful mayor. And a shout out to my old South Bend Travelers baseball playing buddy, Dave Lerman. Is he still here? Davey Lerman, and a remembrance to Coach Jim Reinbold. Many of you will remember Jimmy Reinbold. We were teammates in the 1950s when I first lived in South Bend while earning a degree at the University of Notre Dame. It was 35 years later that I returned to South Bend when Dave employed me at Steel Warehouse and got me started in the steel business. I am honored to join previous recipients, including both Jim Reinbold and the Lerman family in the Hall of Fame. And I'm proud to introduce my family. Many of you know my wife, Carol, who has always been beside me in service into the community and currently serves Holy Cross Parish and School as their development director. I very much appreciate that 3 of my 5 sons are joining me here for this occasion. Freddie and Dickie, where are they? Freddie and Dickie were born here in South Bend and both traveled here from Puerto Rico to be at this thing. Benjamin, who spent much of his childhood in South Bend, has traveled here from his home in Palm Springs, California. So they came from far away. My thoughts and prayers go with my other 2 sons because they're down in the hurricane down in Florida. two of them left. I'm also happy to share this evening with one of my 14 grandchildren, the father of my 15th great-grandchild, Dickie's son, Dickie Joe, who is a professional baseball player also. And he makes his home in Austin, Texas. While we are in celebration, our thoughts and prayers are with my other 2 sons, Kenny and Frankie, both West Coast Florida residents who live in the direct path of Hurricane Milton. I know you will join me in praying for the safety and well-being of all those being impacted by this storm. I have always loved South Bend. I've been fortunate to be able to serve the community, thanks to Steve Lickey and other people. And this election to South Bend Hall of Fame means a great deal to me. Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
You look great. He says, in case you're wondering, I'm 87. I said, you look great. And by the way, no air. I did not drop you on that. That was no air on my part. All right, we're going to stick with the baseball theme for our final graduate in memoriam, C.B. Gavin Sr. In the early 1930s, of course, baseball was still segregated. C.B. emerged as a phenomenal player, an outfielder and a pitcher for the Monarch Athletic Club, maybe the original Shohei Ohtani, close to it. His skills were nothing short of dazzling. He averaged more strikeouts than innings pitched, remarkable for any time in any era. While playing for South Bend Central High School, he hit an astonishing .649 batting average in 1934. It's pretty good, .649. It's not bad. CB led his team to victory in the Northern Indiana Eastern Division Championship, launching 3 whole runs and driving in 7 runs in a 10-3 win in that game. Sports reporter for the South Bend News-Times at the time hailed him as one of the best players in the state, if not the best player in the state. 1935, his path took a heroic turn. He served his country, joining President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's Civilian Conservation Corps and later enlisted in the U.S. Navy as a Seaman First Class, earning 2 medals and an honorable discharge. Despite his remarkable athletics accomplishments, CB remained humble, instilling in his family the values of hard work, integrity, and doing things the right way, whether the recognition came with that or not. CB's legacy is woven into the fabric of the community. In 2013, South Bend honored him by renaming the athletic fields at the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Rec Center the CB Gavin Sr. Youth Baseball Softball Field, a fitting tribute to a man who believed in the power of sports to uplift and unite. Additionally, a stunning mural at the Foundry Field commemorates his contributions to South Bend sports, celebrating his time with the Monarch Athletic Club as well as the Colored Giants, the name of the team. The cherished spaces ensure that every community member has the opportunity to play ball, just like CB envisioned. Accepting for CB Gavin Sr., Candace Gavin Foundrin.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the South Bend Alumni Association for this great honor. Small man among a bunch of giants. A lot of what was just read off, we never knew as a child that everything that our dad did, we found out years later, even like in the last year or so, some of the things that he did, because my father was very humble. He never talked about his successes. He always instilled in us integrity and just do the right thing. So I never knew why I was athletic, never knew why my brother was so athletic. My son, my grandsons, they all have something that have come from my dad. He was just a quiet, humble soul who, I guess he just had a lot to give to other people that we never knew about. I remember one time we found an old Central High School yearbook, and we saw a picture, and it said CB Gavin, and I was like, oh my God, you know, we took that yearbook, we almost tore it up because we were always looking in it because it was our dad, and it was him, you know, in a football uniform and playing, you know, what he loved to do, obviously. We're so humbled to accept this honor in his memory. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, I remember him when he died at his funeral, and this was one of the greatest things that I remember. The funeral procession, and I knew my dad knew a lot of people, you know, black and white. And when I looked around, we were turning the corner going to the cemetery, And as far as I could see, it was just people, just cars that were coming to honor him. And that was just a great honor for me, that there were so many people who knew him as he was. He walked everywhere he went, and it's funny because he got sick after he retired, but he never did anything that was about him. It was always about family and just doing whatever was right. And my brother attested, and my sister, that even in school, we were afraid to get in trouble because we already knew what was going to happen to us, because he always instilled in us to do the right things. So again, I thank the City of South Bend, and I thank the Alumni Association for this great honor.
All right, now we need to formalize this. We need to make it official. I'd like to call up Candace, you're Candace. I'd like to call up the chair of the South Bend Alumni Association Board of Trustees, Emily De Hernandez, to conduct the formal induction.
Good evening, everyone. The South Bend Community Hall of Fame provides a way to say thank you to the men and women who have contributed to the growth and achievements of our city and beyond. The vision of the South Bend Alumni Association, like Pastor Vicki said, is building alumni to build the community. These inductees are the essence of why we do what we do. We live in a hope that the current students enrolled in our schools will be mentored by a coach, an educator, or all of you, community members. And those connections made in their formative years will spur them on to not only impact South Bend, but our nation and then the world. So thank you for your example. Thank you for your hard work. And with that being said, it is my honor to welcome the newest members to this elite group. I hereby formally induct you as the members of the South Bend Community Hall of Fame, class of 2024. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, one and all. All obviously very highly earned, highly deserved. As she was talking there, my daughters, I have two daughters. One is in high school, the other one is in college. And every time I start to say, so here's the deal, they know there's a speech coming. And usually they'll roll their eyes and they say, okay, here come the quotes. But I'm a big believer in quotes because they stand the test of time. It's like cliches. Cliches are around because there's an element of truth to them. And someone was mentioning the idea of discipline and the idea of character tonight. And one of the things that I tell them all the time is discipline is doing what you know is right, especially when you don't want to do it, but you do it anyway. And character is doing what you know what's right when no one's watching and you don't tell them. And that's what we see tonight. There are times when these people on the stage, they had jobs to do that they didn't necessarily want to do, but they continue to push ahead and they continue to forge ahead. And oftentimes, we didn't know about what they were doing until after the fact. The work was happening behind the scenes. Infrastructure, not the sexiest thing in the world, but it needed to be done. And we're reaping the benefits of that type of work today. And it goes back to another one of the quotes that I gave them all the time, and it's especially true for the kids, and really anybody in this world. You achieve what you emphasize. That's from Bo Schembechler, right? The great Michigan coach. I'm sorry for saying that bad word, Michigan, in this crowd. I'm sure there are a few out there, and we'll pray for you. But it's true. You achieve what you emphasize. I help coach a higher level travel soccer team for my younger daughter, and that's one of the things I preach to them as the assistant coach. I'm kind of the head cheerleader, and I tell the girls when they complain about, why are we doing this thing again? Why are we doing this thing again? We do it every practice. I said, because we don't practice to get it right. We practice till we can't get it wrong. And that's what we achieve. We achieve what you emphasize. And so we're going to emphasize this every day to achieve it. And I look at the stage and I see that achievement. You emphasize doing the right thing over and over again, every day, without fail so people know what to expect. They know to expect excellence. When you expect it from yourself, that's what you generally will receive. If you don't have an expectation of excellence, guess what? You're going to get it. You're going to get that lack of excellence. So I appreciate all the work you have done for the community of South Bend, for the community at large. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you so much for your participation this evening. God bless you, and be safe driving home. By the way, we have about 30 minutes or so still in this room if you'd like to come up and congratulate the recipients tonight and all the honorees as well. I can't forget about the honorees as well tonight. So congratulations to every single person and the continued membership of the people who have been here year in, year out. Thank you so much. Have a great night.